Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Apex Racing TV. This evening we are at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit here in Belgium. Alongside me on the camera is Marco Barbonera. Good evening, Marco. How are you?
Hello Ryan, hello everyone. Doing absolutely fine, and I cannot wait for this fantastic evening here for this triple header that we have as per usual here with the BSR Simmortal Porsche Cup. It's going to be 3 races on a fantastic track. I cannot wait for it. Sam Fitzpatrick will join us for race 2. So in the meantime, it's just me and you, Ryan, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun in this very first race of the evening.
Absolutely. Qualifying is just taking place at the moment. So I think it might be a good time to take you through the championship standings. As it stands at the moment, currently leading the championship is Jamie Ayres, followed by Dennis Meltzer in second place. Closely followed by Ron Moons in third place. Behind him is Chris Wood, and in fifth place is Max Wright, and rounding out the top 6 is Michael Blake. So Marco, what do you think of Spa-Francorchamps? You ever had any good races around here, or had any fun races?
Well, it is one of my favorite tracks in all the racing service. I have to say it is absolutely beautiful to run around here, especially in a GT car. It's fantastic, and it's one of those tracks that can be very, very unforgiving, especially if you have problems with the Rouge corner and Raidillon. And I've talked to some of the drivers, and they told me that the setup, especially with full tires, is extremely loose, especially in the beginning of the run when you go through Rouge and Raidillon. So with these cars that have no electronic help of any sort, no ABS, no traction control, it is going to be a struggle, and it's nice to see some returning faces and some new faces in the race tonight. I think we have Josh Thompson is a series regulars nowadays. We have back after the first round is Michele Ricci, then MX5 BSR staple Stelian Cepilevsky is joining us tonight. So it is a very, very stacked grid. 28 cars at the moment are running for qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to bring me on to my next point as well. It's good to see 28 cars around here at the moment. Currently at the moment in pole position is Michele Ricci, followed by Josh Thompson. In third place we've got Chris Daines, and in fourth place we've got Chris Wood. Fifth place as well for Apex Racing UK is Ferenc Kern. Sixth place at the moment is Stelian Cepilevsky, and in seventh place is Dennis Meltzer. Good job by Dennis. Eighth place, BSR Porsche organizer and league runner Lee Deemer. In ninth place we've got Samuli Kubo, also from Apex Racing UK, and rounding out the top 10 is currently Jamie Ayres from Momo Racing.
Yes, a very, very nice looking top 10, and we have still 3 minutes left as Josh Thompson just went by the start-finish line without improving on his time. We are using the Grand Prix configuration. This means that, of course, we are starting at the pit straight, the Formula 1 pit straight. So the first corner is going to be the La Sauce hairpin, and we are only using the Formula 1 portion of the pit lane. So especially this is going to be important, especially for the third race where there's a mandatory pit stop. So the time lost in the pits is not as big as if we were using the full endurance pits that they go basically from the last corner up until the end of Eau Rouge Raidillon. So it's a much shorter pit lane this time around. And as per usual, only with a couple of minutes left in qualifying, we will also have a little bit of time for these drivers to finish their laps. Very long track, of course, this one 7 kilometers long, so they're going to have a little bit of a buffer if they want to end their qualifying run. Some of the drivers having already trouble. I'm reading, for example, on the chat, Scott Malcolm saying he's strangling a bit and probably is going to start from the back. The drivers Anthony Jacobson hoping for some good luck. Says that he needs it. I mean, Ryan, this is a very everybody knows this track. It's one of the most famous tracks in the world, but it's always very very tricky to run around here. And of course, we must not forget about the disqualifications because with 10, 20 incident points available for these drivers, it's quite easy to rack those up. Not only, of course, with the contact between the cars, which is something that happens almost, it's a staple of close GT racing, but also the off tracks, which are ever present around here.
Yeah, absolutely. Spa's one of those. Spa's a great track. I've always had fun around this track, but yeah, as you mentioned, around Spa, it's easy to run. I'll say that again. It's easy to run wide run wide to get an off track, and yeah, if you run off track or go wide too many times and rack up those off tracks, it can lead you to a disqualification and just yeah, Spa. It's just easy to make silly mistakes around here if you push too hard. And yeah, I think tonight these guys will need to be careful around Spa, just because I think with Spa and also the long straights, it'll be easy for people to be in a slipstream or in a draft pack. So yeah, I think we could be in for some interesting battles, but also close racing at the same time.
Yes, trouble spots, especially on the first lap. We already talked about them. As you see, going around there, wood. So, first corner, of course, always a trouble spot. And then the cars that survive the first corner will go through Rouge Raidillon. After that, we will have, of course, the I say biggest trouble spot in the beginning of the race here. And that is the Lecombe chicane. After the Camel Straight, you said it right. There's a lot of draft available for these guys, so sometimes you can see 2, 3, even 4 wide sometimes, but then you have to stop for the chicane, and that is not easily done, especially when you have to deal with drivers to your left, to your right. It is going to be problematic, of course. And that final chicane with those curves, this car can deal with curves very well, but as we just saw with Chris Wood out there, if you take them the wrong way, you are going for a spin, and if you are in a close pack, you can easily take out a lot of drivers that are running behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think qualifying is just coming to a close, and yeah, at the moment, your current pole sitter at the moment before as qualifying comes to a close is Michele Ricci, which is a driver that you're familiar with, Marco, I believe.
Yes, very very quick driver. I'm glad that he is back after the Montreal round to open the season, where he had some equipment failure when he was leading the first race, and then he had some patience failures in the second and third race. He took a necessary break from the series, and he was having a talk with Josh Thompson in the practice session. Josh was very very happy to have Michele in here. It's another very tough competitor. I think in the practice Josh was faster, Michele faster in qualifying. These two guys will battle it out, I think, for the entirety of the 3 races, but I think that Josh, of course, has the advantage being very very used to the BSR brand of racing, let's call it this way, so he knows how to go around and fight in a tight pack, whilst Michele is more used to the official series where he just starts from pole and says goodbye to the company. So we'll see if he is able to deal with the traffic today, as final drivers are going past the start finish line. I think Chapilevsky is the final driver on a fast lap right now. Final corner for Stelian. He's sitting right now in P6, so already a good start to his BSR Porsche career. And he is not improving himself, so P6 for him, and I think, Ryan, that will be that. We are just a few seconds away from the session, switching over to the race, so we will go through the grid in just a few seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Just yeah, I'm just looking at the lap times at the moment as yeah, at the lap times, and yeah, I think up at the front it's very very close. So I think we could be in for an awesome race one. So yeah, just waiting for the session to switch over, and we will take you through the grid.
Yes, just a few seconds more, and we will go through the starting grid for this first race of the evening. And here we go, should be on your screen right now.
Yep, taking pole position. Taking pole position, I should say. I just about coughed there, my bad. Is Michael Ritchie, followed by Josh Thompson in second place, closely followed by Chris Danes in third. And next to him is Ferenc Kern for Apex Racing UK. Qualifying in fifth place, next to him is Chris Wood. And uh, rounded at the top six is Stelian Chipaleski, followed by Dennis Meltzer in seventh. Next to him is Lee Deemer in eighth. Next to Lee Deemer is Samuli Kumo for Apex Racing UK in ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is Ben Craner. Yeah, is it Creener or Craner? I apologise if I screwed that name up. Ben Creener in 10th position.
Yeah, as we go on your screen, you should see the rest of the grid, of course, Jamie Ayres and all the other guys following behind them. First corner going to be crucial. These drivers, I'm sure, are in their mind playing the ideal start, and hopefully they will be able to go through. As you can see, Scott Malcolm, true to his word, starting in final place. Not feeling too confident, and maybe this is the right thing to do, you know, just taking a little bit of space and, you know, wait for the drivers in front of you to, you know, see what they're doing and maybe stay away from trouble. It's a viable strategy, I think, as we are just a few seconds away. Kip Stevens, I think, will start from the pits. He's the only driver that we are missing on the starting grid right now. Standing start, of course.
Just waiting for anyone
Here
that's
we
missed
go.
the grid to yep, here we go. Lights coming on. We've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away they go. Great start. Great. So Josh Thompson gets an awesome start off the line. Right alongside him heading into turn 1.
Oh, we already have some contact.
In the background. Whoa, oh, I've got a pile up.
Bad crash, a lot of drivers involved. We'll go through that momentarily. Stelian Cepileski, I think, is the biggest name involved in there. We have a fantastic battle for the third position, and we have another contact at the Eau Rouge Radio. We'll go back there because Thompson has taken the lead.
Yeah, Josh Thompson moves into the lead ahead, followed by Danes, followed by Wood, followed by Kern.
So I think, great start there by Thompson, absolutely, and Ritchie and Danes are able to keep the pace of the leader right now with Kern and Creener right behind them, but I think two separate crashes, one at the... Oh no! Ritchie's around, terrible crash. Kern is involved as well.
Oh no!
That is not what we wanted to see. The lead pack is already broken up, and certainly race over for Ritchie. Kern, I think he's a bit damaged. Let's go on board with him.
Yeah, he's got slight damage on the right front. On the front end, on the front right. So yeah, that was just unlucky for Ferenc Kern. He just had nowhere to go.
Let's see if we can jump on what happened earlier at the Eau Rouge corner. Look at that.
Oh, pile up.
So yes, two separate crashes involving many drivers, and this is why you see the field right now is very much spread out. You can get the track map up in a second, and you can see that there's a lot of distinct packs all over the track, and Josh Thompson is happily running away with the lead with Danes in second and Kern in third position.
Yeah, that was a great start by Josh Thompson. He had an absolute awesome start off the line and managed to get by Michael Ritchie heading into turn 1. And yeah, I think it was just there was always bound to be some accidents on lap 1, but yeah, I think some people are just I think some people are just being a little bit impatient and not settling down and just surviving the early stages of this race. I think people were just being too eager and just over driving. So, yeah, they've got no one to blame but themselves.
Seeing Anderson being very, very defensive. Oh, there's a slowdown there. I think it's someone is having a, or maybe it's a lapped car. We'll see. Apologies because there's a lot of confusion there. Cranor is proceeding slowly, so maybe he copped a slowdown as McNally goes
like
for a ride.
Oh, McNally's crashed. Yeah, we'll look back up to this battle with Deemer slides. Oh, that was well held, son. Yeah, that was this is an awesome start for Lee Deemer, up to fourth place. Oh, he wasn't fourth place, but Anderson has managed to take that place, and yeah, Anderson's up in fourth place. But yeah, great start by Lee Deemer. He was up in the top 5 at the moment and having a good run as tries to go back round. Oh my God, what a move, Lee Deemer! Awesome move by Lee Deemer. That was awesome. As he takes that place back from Anderson, but behind them as well, they've got Chris Wood and they've got Samuel Kumo as well. So they will need to watch them. As also behind Kumo is Steve Hefford.
Great battle pack this one, from Deemer back to Hefford, and you see Cranor is a little ways behind with Craig Evans with him. And as they go to the bus stop, once again, very, very close, nose to tail with each other. Hard braking zone here, very difficult, very easy to unsettle the car as Wood goes on the inside of Anderson, but cannot make it stick.
Yep, nice defensive driving by Anderson to keep that position, but Wood's got the run on him and could pick up the place heading into turn 1. So yeah, good respectful. Giving each our respect and also each our room. So yeah, clean driving by these guys. Also behind them as well, they've got Steve Hefford not far behind. So if Hefford can get a good run through this corner, he could get a run on Anderson and possibly pick up P6. Is Hefford's thinking about going go for the move? Will he go for it? Yes, he will. Up the inside. Oh, he might get a slowdown for that.
Go on board with Anderson. Seems like Hefford got away with just a 1X there, which
Yeah, I was very, very surprised he never got a slowdown there. He took a lot of care, but as we look back up at Craig Evans having issues. I'm not sure if we could get a replay of that, see what happened. Was it contact or did he just lose it on his own? He just lost it on his own.
Yeah, very easy to make a mistake there, Ryan. The truck goes down the hill there, so you are braking and the car is pointing downwards, and all of a sudden you have no grip, even with Sam Kumo.
Oh, keep out of the wall, Sabili. Oh.
Was it from his on board? Something went wrong. Very uncharacteristic mistake from Samuli.
Yeah, I think he just took too much curb on the inside, and it just unsettled the car. But Shibeli just managed to keep just ran wide through the gravel, and yeah, nothing major, and he's able to continue in the race. As we look back up at this battle for 7th place, as Ben Cranor tries to go for a move. He tries to do a cutback, but Anderson's wise to that and holds on to P7 at the moment. But Cranor is not far behind him, and right behind these two is Samuel Kumo for a freeway fight.
Anderson had a good first lap. He was able to get by a lot of drivers, but now he's falling back. And I think Samuli Kumu will be the next in line to take a shot at him. Samuli recovering well after the mistake in the previous lap. At the front, we have Lee Dimmer and Wood battling it out for P4, with Wood in the draft of Dimmer going to the Lecombe chicane.
Yep, Wood's going for the move. Will he be able to hold it on the inside? Yes, he does. And Wood moves up into P4. Nice move by Wood, and also good to see Lee Deemer having a good run at the moment. He's always been there or there. Oh, I thought there was contact there as Anderson and Coolmore are going at it for P8 at the moment as someone walks up in front of them. That looks like Craner, I believe. Yeah, good to see some close battles at the moment throughout the field, and yeah, just unfortunate that some people got caught up in the early stage of this race on lap 1. In a couple of those pile-ups, but that'll serve them right for being impatient.
Taking a look at the lap times with the first two guys, the only two guys that are somewhat regularly in the 2-minute 20s, everyone else in the 21s or 22s behind them. So let's see if Wood will be able to close the gap on Kern. He's been lapping quicker recently, and of course he had to do the overtake on Dimmer in the previous in this lap, so maybe this lap will be a little bit slower, but maybe we will have a battle for the final podium spot with 10 minutes left in this race. Kumo is still behind Anderson, not able to find a breakthrough. Maybe a little bit of a mistake here from Anderson.
Yep, Kumo's got the run. And Kumo is up into P8. Anderson lost on the braking.
That was identical to Vettel and Button a few years ago, if you remember, in the Formula 1 Grand Prix. Luckily, it went better than that. Both cars are okay, somewhat. Let's get a replay of that from the onboard.
Yes, some damage for Anderson. Just wonder what happened. Oh, it looks like he just lost it under brakes. Maybe too much brake. Oh, that was so close.
Oh no!
Yeah, it looks like
he hit the wall. Yeah, I thought he avoided it, but it wasn't the case. So, front damage for Anderson, now under pressure from Cepileski, trying to recover from his.
Might be a slowdown for Anderson.
Yeah. Cepileski was involved in the contact, in the chaos at the very beginning of the race. I think he was last at some point because he basically had to stop, and maybe was it, I think in the back or he hit someone in the front. Either way, he had to basically lose all the positions he gained in qualifying. Meantime, Josh Thompson is in the lead, but I think he had a little bit of a moment just a few seconds ago.
Yep, I was just looking at the live time, and it looks like he lost a few attempts, or maybe lost a second at least, just looking to see what happened. Oh, he ran just, I think he just took too much inside curb and unsettled the car, and just he ran wide a little bit, but nothing major, and Josh is still in the race, so yeah, but just looking at the gap with Josh Thompson and Chris Daines at the moment, Josh Thompson has got a 5.7 lead, I think. As we look back through the field at this battle between Craig Evans and Dennis Meltzer, and Meltzer is right behind Craig Evans, and if Meltzer can get a good run on the exit of this corner, he could possibly gain another position and move up into P10, but Craig's got a car in front of him, so he might be able to get some slipstream. The car in front of Craig is Ron Moon, so yeah, a freeway battle for P9 at the moment, so yeah, I'll be interested to see if Meltzer or Evans rather tries to make a move on Moons into the bus. So yeah, he's having. And Craig Evans goes round the outside of Ronald Moons in the bus stop and moves up into P9. So yeah, good move by Evans.
Yes, they both went by Moons, which is, let's remember, third in the championship due to his outstanding consistency. He won't light up the timing board, but you can be sure he's a very, very consistent driver. And right now, sitting in a very respectable P11. At the back, Anderson defending on bodies. Of course,
Yep,
he was falling back before, but now he's falling backwards because he has some very, very substantial front-end damage to that orange Porsche.
Yep, and they're slowly catching up to this battle in front of them with Chipolesky, Moons, and Haynes. Haynes, I believe.
Yeah, Chipolesky is having a stab at Moons. And I think he's done it, yes. Very clean move from Chipolesky. His car looks remarkably fine. So maybe he just stopped to avoid that crash. And sometimes that is the better choice, even, you know, if then you have to start basically from the back, from a standing start. But if you can avoid damage, then you have a lot of damaged cars in front of you that you can easily pass, more or less. So good for Stallion, almost up into the top 10 as we go back to this battle because Bodies is about to make a move on Emil Anderson.
Yep, I think it's only a matter of time before Bodies gets by Anderson. I think that damage on the front of Anderson's car is costing him a straight line, and I think if Tristan can get a good run on the exit of this corner, he could get a run on Anderson. So we'll keep looking and see if he can close right up behind him. As yeah, he's got a massive slipstream off Anderson. Don't go for the move for this corner, but Tristan. I've done it before in the Skip Barber official series. You know, as we'll go up the inside of the bus stop. He's thinking about it. Yep, up the inside. They're leaving it. Ooh, I thought that was contact.
Oh, and that is Moons. So Moons is around, trying to get back into the correct position, go back to this battle. Seems like Moons is okay, you can see him on the background. And Bodies... Oh, who's that? I think that is Richard Haynes.
Yep, it's Richard Haynes. Yeah, I wonder what happened to Richard. I wonder if he got spun. As yeah, we're just looking now to see what happened. Was that Chipolesky? Possibly. Yeah, Haynes breaks for the corner and you get... Oh, Haynes just lost it and he's going. Yep, Haynes has got going again, and yeah, Haynes is down into P14 at the moment. Excuse me. So yeah, just looking to see, just looking at the time to see how much time we've got remaining in the race. We've got, I believe, 3 or 4 minutes remaining in the race. Well, 5 minutes. I have no idea.
4 minutes and 10 seconds left in this race.
4 minutes, so I was correct the first time.
We'll see in a bit when the drivers will get the white flag, especially, of course, the leader, Josh Thompson, as we are focusing right now on this battle for the top 10, with Chipolesky trying to get the move on Craig Evans. It would be a very well-deserved top 10, I'd say, for Stallion, because he had a fantastic comeback. From basically last place to top 10. And here we go, mistake from Evans, and Chipolesky profits from it, getting to the top 10, very well deserved. Let's see if Evans is able to respond to this move, but it seems like Stallion has certainly got top 5 speed today, so it's going to be a tough task for Evans. No one has been able to answer to Stallion so far in this race.
Yeah, he's always been a quick driver as Stallion. I believe he races in the BSR MX5s. I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, he's always been a quick driver in the MX5. He also races on the other various MX5 leagues, I believe. I can't remember what other league it is, but I don't want to say it in case it comes across as advertising other leagues. So, but yeah, he's a quick driver in the MX5. As we look at this battle between Lee Deemer and Ben Craner for P5, and yeah, Craner's got a run in Deemer, and he could get the position before we come up to this corner.
Running side by side there. Ooh, that was super close. Oh, there's contact. And around goes Krinor, and dropping down to P7.
Yeah, it just looks like it just looked like just a little bit of contact between the two, and it wasn't intentional the spin by Deemer. I think it was just a case of trying to go side by side through a tight corner, and something was always going to happen, and yeah, unfortunately it did. But yeah, I think it was just a racing incident, and both of them are still going. Deemer's currently sitting in P6, and Craner is sitting in P8 at the moment, so both of them are still going and sitting inside the top 10. As I believe Josh Thompson is in the last set, heading into the final corner, so I think we could be heading into the final lap.
Yes, we are, because with 2 minutes and 20 seconds per lap, this is quite surely the white flag for Josh Thompson. So final lap of the race beginning right now.
Yep,
Here is Danes.
It's been a dominant performance from Josh Thompson in this race. Yeah, no one's challenged him, and he's managed to get away from the mayhem and just build up a bit of a gap and just maintain that gap. As we look back through the field at Tristan Bottas and Anderson as well. So yeah, this battle is not over by any means, as Tristan tries to do a cutback on Anderson and gets a great exit on the final corner. There was a car spun in the background. Oh. Czepelewski spun.
Yeah, Czepelewski was side by side with Melchert, I think, and then went around, and now he's back into this battle with Bottas and Anderson, as someone in the back went around. I think it was maybe Richard Danes.
Wait. Oh, Czepelewski off track. Yeah, I think that spin by Czepelewski was he just tried to get on the power, just too much power, and just ended up spinning the car around. But yeah, it was unfortunate for Stillian, because he was having a good run inside the top 10. But what that did allow Craig Evans to do was to regain that top 10 spot and move back into the top 10.
Final few corners of this race for the race leader. Oh, Czepelewski
sideways. Oh, Bottas sideways as well.
This might give a chance to Bottas to get the move done for P12, even though they both were loose there, so they didn't lose too much time in the end in comparison to each other. And let's go to Josh Thompson, because he's about to win this first race of the night.
Yep, Josh Thompson heading into the final chicane. It's been a dominant performance from Josh in this race, and no one's challenged him. And yeah, as Josh Thompson crosses the line to take victory on race 1. Awesome performance by. As we're looking back through the field to see Steve Hefford right behind Ben Craner, and yeah, this battle's going down. Will go down to the final chicane as Chris Danes crosses the line for second place, Ferenc Kern in third, Chris Wood in fourth. Just looking to see where Deemer is as well, as this battle is coming up to the final corner, and yeah, it looks like Ben Craner will finish in P7. Yeah, Anderson's under attack from Czepelewski. I thought there was contact there. Czepelewski's got a great run in the exit of the final. Oh, he grabs P10 just at the line.
Some late comers to the final flag, Ains, and then Moons right behind him. As we see also, I think, Adam McNally, coming to the start-finish line.
Oh,
Max Wright.
Spun.
He spun. Wow.
Oh, we just jinxed it for Adam.
He should be able to keep his position over Max Wright. And he does so. That was extremely close. And one of the drivers had a problem in the beginning of the race is Michael Blake. Here he comes. But still on the lead lap. We have 20 cars finishing on the lead lap. The last one of which is Scott Malcolm, who's right now... Yeah, running to Blanchimont.
I wonder if I believe if Scott finishes where he is, I guess he'll be eligible for the reverse grid.
I think he will, and we will know for sure in just a few seconds when we have the final
he's out of
results.
fuel.
Oh wow. You know, he's had some fuel issues these past few weeks, so both in this series and in the GT3 in the Grand Tour series earlier this season, so earlier this year. But good for him, he can finish the race, and I think in just a few seconds we will go through the race results and we'll know who is starting in pole. But first, race results from this race one.
Yep. Taking out race one is Josh Thompson. Behind him is Chris Danes in second place. Ferenc Kern taking a fantastic third place to round out the podium. Fourth place is Chris Wood, closely followed by Lee Deemer in fifth place. Also behind him is Samuel Kubo in sixth place. Ben Craner taking seventh place. Steve Hefford taking a great eighth place and a good top 10 result. Behind him is Dennis Meltzer in ninth place, and rounding out the top 10 is Craig Evans.
So, as you can see the rest of the drivers on your screen, eligible for the reverse is everyone up until Scott Malcolm. All the other guys you can see from Anthony Jacobson downwards, they are more than one lap down, so they will not be eligible for the reverse grid. And speaking of the reverse wheel, it should be on your screens right now. And here we go. So I think Ryan, let's roll it.
Let's do it.
Well, it's going to be a full reverse. 40 is the number. Of course, we have 20 finishers, so we will have the 20th driver in the race. He will start from pole position, and if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be Scott Malcolm with Michael Blake right beside him into the first row. So an interesting first row, and a great chance for Scott and Michael to bring home some valuable points in the second race. So, this is the first race. It was a fantastic race, Ryan. I think we can go into a little bit of a commercial break. When we come back in 10 to 15 minutes, race 2, and Sam Fitzpatrick will join us here on Apex Racing TV, BSR Porsche Simmortal Cup, live from Spa-Francorchamps. Catch you in a bit.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Last year I was sitting at a desk as a sales manager, and now I'm official McLaren F1 simulator test driver.
So there's 1.4 behind.
This opportunity is huge.
Oh, that's it, 46.1. That's faster than the factory McLaren driver, and he's done 6 laps.
Once again, photo finish here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will it be Tim Hogan? It's going to be Christopher DeMerit at the line.
To the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
Gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit crash sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Tronke goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though. Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Leonard drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe. Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the Parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
My name is Stephen Corpenos. I'm a senior web developer here at iRacing, and I work on the beta UI. It's funny because iRacing has been around for 10 years, but we want to keep delivering the best possible user experience to our customers, and we've found that the old UI isn't exactly what we're trying to deliver in 2018. We want to use new features and provide the best possible experience when using the sim. One of the projects that I've been working on is some custom heat racing configuration for hosted races. We've been listening to our customers. Everyone's been asking for custom heat races. Maybe you want to tweak a few things with the preset iRacing configurations. Well, now you can using the beta UI. So once you're at the home page of the beta UI, you just go to create a race. Then from there you go to your set race options. And you'll notice here under event types you can actually choose heat racing. First, I'm going to show you how to create a new format from scratch. You can choose the number of entrants. And as you can see, when I made that change, the change was actually reflected on the right side in the graph. Also, you can use the estimated duration at the bottom of the graph when you're changing the length to see what the total duration of your event will be. In addition, you can customize every aspect of the session information, practice, qualifying, heat races, consolations, and of course, the final feature race. Because the beta UI allows us to develop features that are robust and complex, this feature will be exclusively available on the beta UI. Once you've made all of the changes, you can hit save. Say you forgot what you selected. You can always preview it using the preview format button. We are very excited to release the brand new heat racing configuration feature that will be available in Season 3 of iRacing.
Team racing allows multiple iRacing members to team up and race together, just like in real-world endurance series. Teammates can share driving duties, spot for one another, or be a crew chief. Team racing is free, both to join a team and to create one. Each teammate races on his or her own computer from wherever they want to. Your teammates can be anywhere in the world, and changing drivers mid-race is as easy as a click of a button. iRacing features team endurance events ranging from just a couple of hours to 24 hours in length. So, if you fancy taking part in an iRacing endurance race in the future, you can learn more about team racing on the teams page on the member website. Before you can get on track, you'll need to calibrate your wheel and pedal set. You'll need to do this in iRacing even if you have already done this using your own controller software. Prior to entering the sim, make sure you've downloaded and installed the latest drivers from the manufacturer's website. Once that's done, follow these easy steps to calibrate your controller. We recommend calibrating in a test session, so pick a car and then click test. Don't go into a practice or official session. The last thing you want to do is have you go on track and crash into another car. Once you're in your test session, click on the options button. You will then see input calibration. This is where your calibration takes place. Start by clicking on the steering button. You will then be prompted to turn your wheel fully one direction and then another. Make sure you place your wheel back into its centering position before hitting done. Now, you'll be asked to turn your wheel 90 degrees to the left. Make sure it's at 90 and hold it there while hitting done. For pedals, click on the pedals button. Here you'll be asked to press the throttle all the way down and then release it. You'll do the same for the brake and clutch pedal if you have one. For the gearbox, you'll first be asked to set buttons for sequential shifting. Once complete, a prompt will ask if you have a H pattern shifter. If not, hit no. If yes, click it and you'll begin to map the gears individually. Once you've completed these steps, you are calibrated and ready to go racing. The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes.
Welcome back to the BSR Simmortal Porsche Cup live on Apex Racing TV. We were just gearing up for race 2. It'll be me, Sam Fitzpatrick, and Ryan Walker taking you through this one with Marco Babner on the cameras. And Ryan, we saw a little bit of carnage on the first lap in race 1. Hopefully we don't see the same thing in this second race of the evening.
Yeah, race 1 was absolutely mayhem in the early stages of the race, especially in lap 1, where we had a couple of not a major penalty open race, turn 1, but on the straight heading up, I can't remember what corner it was. The second pile-up was just absolutely mayhem, and just eliminated some cars. But what also it did allow you to do, on the other hand, was allow Josh Thompson to scamper off into the distance and take race 1.
Yeah, he's going to struggle to take this one. Reverse grid of 20 cars. Malcolm on pole position. Blake in second. And here we go. Race 2 of the evening is underway here at Spa. And Michael Blake straight away taking the lead off Scott Malcolm. He'll be very pleased with that start straight away. A little bit of contact just behind, but there doesn't seem to be too many spares. There is a spinner though, almost into the wall. Just about got away with it. Not too much damage onto that car. And now there is a couple more cars. That was a Team Mad car and another one as well. Not sure if that's a Youth Energy or not. And we've got more cars down here going into a region. We've seen a very similar incident to what we saw in race 1.
Yeah, cars everywhere. Everyone just it's just the same as race 1. There was just a pile up and everyone piled in, and just no one using their brain and having patience. Who's that reversing? Is that Michaela Ritchie? It is Michaela Ritchie. Where's he going?
Oh, we've got a caution out there because of the severity of the pile up there. So we haven't seen this in this series, but I think it was certainly necessary. And well, that was just a couple of the cars getting involved, and it starts off just so frustratingly. You know, just 2 cars not giving each other enough room coming out of the source. A completely avoidable incident, and that takes out several other cars as well. And well, that's how we've got this race start across the field neutralized now until they get to the safety car. It is Michael Blake leading the way up one position. One of the drivers who must have lost out to that was Scott Malcolm, or lost the source pole sitter down into 7th. Ben Greenor somehow managed to go from 14th to 4th out there. Quite incredible. And yep, gonna have to do it all over again. I guess not from a standing start, but gonna have to restart this this race in a couple of laps' time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just I was looking. I'm not sure if we can get a replay of that to have another look at it, but it just looked like no one was given an inch, and no one was giving each other room as well, and just people were just being impatient on lap 1, and just not giving respect or room, and just to try and make it through Eau Rouge. But that was just some of the driving when I look back at that, it's just pathetic.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, yeah, from these kind of drivers' perspectives, were they just flat out, or did they kind of lift up a little bit? We already saw some issues through La Source, a little bit of contact. It was nowhere near as bad as what was coming up.
Yeah.
And, well, it was 3 wide, wasn't it? And it just came across to Dennis Melcher. And, well, he's been hit a few times up there, I think 4 or 5 times. And, well, yeah, there it is. Already some contact ahead as well, sorry, Ryan.
No, that's fine. Yeah, just looking at people just trying to go 3 wide, and it's just trying to go 3 wide heading up to a Rouge. It just doesn't work. It's just people not giving each other room or space, and just as you see in the replay, it just turned into a concertina effect, and who hit the fan?
It sure did. And well, personally, I've done it possibly, well, not possibly, a lot worse than this. I've done a DGFX race around this circuit. I think that was 4 hours in late. I think we've got a spinner, have we? Just ahead. Oh dear. So we've got the concertina effect, and we've got more cars around.
Guys?
And that's again not. This is just inexperience in these guys' defense, because you do get horrendous concertinas. And I must say, I've spun under caution in this car, around this circuit, in this situation, and you just see drivers coming in.
Who was that? There was an Apex racing car involved. Who was that?
Kern, maybe? Or Kumo? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looked like it could. I'm trying to look in the live tape. Samuli Kumo was in.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, Ferenc Kern was involved, and just I think it was just I think Kern just got caught out on the exit over Rouge, and just just had nowhere to go but into the back of another car, and yeah, it was basically a wallop. So yeah, I think some of these guys need a good slap to the head and just sat in the naughty state.
I think so. Of course, they do have quite a good penalty system in this series, which is certainly acts as a deterrent. And well, there you go. You just it's difficult to see, isn't it? Because you're going along at 100+ miles an hour. You get to the crest, and there's 2 cars going about 20, and we've seen more concertina effects. And whilst it doesn't look like great driving, anyone who's ever done road racing cautions before know the pains of this and the concertina effects you can get round circuits. And just one car breaks, and all of a sudden everyone else, 25 cars behind, all almost come to a stationary standstill. And that's the difficulties of this. A bit of inexperience certainly being shown by these drivers. And well, hopefully, I think we're going to get away after this lap. And well, hopefully there'll be a much cleaner act, a brand new slate, let's say, as we'll start lap 3.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just looking to see, just looking at the safety car to see if the safety car lights are off on this. Yes, safety car in after at the end of the next lap, I should say. So, yeah, on the next lap we're going back to racing, and it'll be interesting to see if these guys have settled down and engaged their brain and just say to themselves it's too early to be going all out trying to do well in this race. So, yeah. Also, they have to remember as well with them being at safety car speed, the tyres won't be up to temperature, and there won't be any grip. So that's another thing they'll need to consider.
Yeah, that could certainly be a factor on this race start. He's just swerving about. That will keep some heat in the tyre, so it is kind of worth doing so. But top two, as you can see, not doing so. Michael Blake, he managed to avoid all that incidents. It must have been, yeah, quite incredible to see that all going on in his mirrors. As we see the safety cars, of course, staying out for another lap. A little bit of side-by-side just behind there. Richard Haynes and Max Wright. Not quite sure what's going on there, but Haynes trying to draw alongside. But, of course, one of the big moves out there was Josh Thompson, up 11th position. He's up into the top 9. And I think this caution hasn't worked out for Thompson whatsoever here, Ryan. But he's going to be someone to watch, because despite him only going to have some 6 laps to get the moves done, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Josh Thompson.
Excuse me. Yep, absolutely. Josh Thompson, we all know what he's like when we all know what he's like on iRacing. He's one of those people that doesn't hang around, and if he senses an opportunity to make a move on someone, he'll go for it. If it's on the outside, the inside, or if he feels he can pull the move off, he'll go for it. And I think when the safety car pulls in at the end of this lap, you could be one to watch. On lap 4 when we get back up to racing. So. Yeah, also we could also do rule out Stelly and Chipaleski as yeah, we're just looking at another replay of the start from Josh Thompson's onboard.
Yeah, didn't get the didn't get a much better launch than any other drivers. But you can just see he's not putting his car into any dangerous spaces, just staying to the inside there, trying to stay away from any drivers and what's all going on around him.
Yeah, that was close for Thompson with Hefford and Wood in front of him. As yeah, this pileup starts happening in front of him. Oh, Jesus! That was a bit of a, how can I put it, heart and mouth moment.
Driving through absolute madness there. Yeah, everything going on around him. And to be fair there, Ryan, whilst that was lucky, there's no doubt about it, there was unfortunate that it was Josh Thompson straight away getting on the brakes there when he saw the carnage going on ahead, and that just gave him those extra few seconds just to react to what was going on in front of him and being able to position his car just in the right place.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Indeed, as we're watching Michael Ritchie's on board, as yeah, he avoids the first part of the mayhem, and then as we head up to Ruse, we're trying to see trying to see what happened to Michael Ritchie as he gets hit from behind. He just Ritchie just tried to slow down and just in reaction to Thompson braking, and yeah, he just got whacked from behind, and that was it. He got spun round.
That must be painful, because he so nearly made it through, didn't he? And he just missed it in the end. And, well, he was going backwards up Oruchi. Is oh dear, I was going to say it there, but I'm not even going to say it. A few of you will realise what I was going to say there, but I'm not even going there. He is currently in 20th position there, 1050 Barbano Racing. We do have some, you know, yeah, some bias towards that team, I'm sure, but we'll see if we pay any extra attention to us, seeing that, yeah, one of his teammates has got control of the cameras today. But we are nearly away here. After quite a pause, this race it has got a maximum length of 35 minutes. I don't think we'll get there. What time did this race start? Yeah, we should be fine. So, well, we haven't even completed 3 laps yet. It's been a long one. Thanks for, you know, sticking around. 4-minute lap times they've been doing, these guys. It's not their actual pace, of course. It's the Porsche just ahead of them, unfortunately. But after the carnage of those first few laps, we are going to get a restart here. Michael Blake just backing up the field now.
Yep, safety car lights are off, so we'll be back to racing at the end of this lap. And I wonder if Michael's maybe made a plan, try and bunch him up, and then as he gets to the final chicane, just try and bolt and shoot into the distance. But by the time he's got Max Wright and head, yep, Blake's going for it.
Gets a little bit of a gap and does well to spot his braking zone. Didn't get overexcited, and that's a very good restart there. But Michael Blake, he straight away gets a nice gap with Max Wright holding on to second position. These drivers can now overtake all the way down the field now that the green flag is out. And you can see not too many changes at the front of the field. There is a little bit of side-by-side though. Josh Thompson trying to get the move done with the 49 car on the outside currently. Not sure who he was just going past there. Malcolm and Kumo also going a little bit side-by-side. Hopefully we don't see any incidents here going down into Eau Rouge. Thompson very much in there. He's going to get Kumo. Is he going to be able to get Malcolm as well? No, he's just going to stay behind Kumo. Backs out of it wisely with Steve Hefford only just behind Malcolm, a little bit out of shape, and he nearly loses it into Josh Thompson, but he will be able to pull ahead Thompson. He's now up into 7th position and can go chasing down the drivers ahead. Got more side-by-side with Chepalewski and Ronald Moon. Chepalewski moves ahead of Ronald Moons, and well, can he get that one stuck? Yes, he can. He does pull ahead of Stenian Chepalewski up into 5th position.
Yep, there's a car spun. Who is that? It's Anthony Jacobson and Samuel Kumo involved as well. So I wonder if there's been contact between these two guys. Yeah, that was a great start by Josh Thompson. He's up in P7 now, and he's right behind Ronald Moons. As we look back at this replay with Samuel Kumo and Anthony Jacobson.
I think he's lost it under brakes, hasn't he, Jacobson?
Yeah, this looks like Jacobson lost it under braking, got sideways, and unfortunately, Samuli was just an innocent bystander, and he just got collected, and that was just a racing incident. It wasn't anything intentional. As we look back up at the front, the 2nd place Max Wright, right behind him is Rich Retains, and behind them is Ben Craner and Stelian Chepalewski.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to call who's going to win this one at the moment because Haynes is looking very feisty and he's only 1.5 tenths behind as well. But going into Blanchimont, it's not an easy one to go for a move unless you're fully alongside him. Well, wisely, he just stays behind. There's no chance of a move there into the chicane, which is not a bus stop. So no one calls it a bus stop. It's not a bus stop chicane, it used to be. But here comes Richard Haynes. He's under pressure. And Blake is off just ahead. He's going to make it. And there's another car off as well. That was Ben Kriener, who was just behind these guys. He's had an issue. So all going on down at that chicane.
Yeah, who's that? There's a couple of more cars behind Malcolm and someone else involved. So, yeah, I wonder if we can get a replay as Malcolm's going through Radion, and he got spun round by Michaela Ritchie. As our cameraman behind the scenes has just seen that replay, and he's a bit shocked, or not shocked, depending on the. Yeah, maybe.
I think depending on how Marco feels about Michele, you could be the opposite of shocked, to be honest. But Michele is a very good driver, so that is a surprising move there. And, well, certainly from the angle I saw, I can't make a decisive opinion on it. Anyway, Haynes has got past Wright now, so he struggled to make it initially. Almost lost it at the chicane, of course, did Richard Haynes. It was all going on down there. And now Wright is under big pressure from Chepalewski, and you can just see Josh Thompson right on the tail of these guys. He's chasing down on them very quickly. And, well, Chepalewski is all over the back of his rival. But this is the place of the circuit where you don't tend to go for a move. But he is so close, he might just stand a chance still. But very happy to stay behind for now.
Yeah, I think Estelian's doing the sensible option. He's right behind Max, but he knows he might not be able to get by him through some of these corners. If he can get a good run heading onto this straight in the last sector, spots we're heading up to now in a few corners time. If he can stay right behind Max and get a run on him there, he might be able to make a move. But also, Stelian needs to watch in his mirrors because right behind him is the feisty Josh Thompson.
Yeah, he's already onto the back of these guys now. He's just going to watch this one go on. But right now, he's not going to be able to make a move because the track is blocked just ahead of him.
Max going to go too late for Radion.
Chepalewski maybe has the better run, but he's off the circuit. He has made the move, though. Now, can Thompson follow him through? Will Wright go defensive? No, he's opening up the line quite a bit. And Thompson should be able to get this one stuck. Got to be careful from Chepalewski just ahead. And Blake has lost time. And Blake has lost the race lead. He nearly ditched it on the last lap. He has ditched it this time. And, well, that one was certainly coming. Richard Haynes now takes the lead of the race, and also Josh Thompson has just got past Stelian Chepalewski. So Thompson up into the 2nd position now, and that was a replay of Michael Blake losing this race victory potentially.
Yeah, he was so Blake was so close to being collected by Chepeletsky. Blake just lost it under breaker and just I think just maybe too much brake bias on the rear. As we look back up to the front, Haynes is currently leading with Josh Thompson up into second place now, and Chepeletsky not far behind as Josh is going for the. Oh, I thought it was contact there as Josh has made the move on Haynes and up into the lead.
Yeah, so much more momentum there for Josh Thompson coming out of Radeon, and that's the move done. Josh Thompson up into the race. It didn't take him long, did it? Lap 6, and remember, 3 laps were spent behind the safety car. So, it's that 3 laps practically it's taken him to go from 20th to 1st. Quite incredible.
Oh, car spun! Who was that? Who spun? That was Kip Stevens.
Again, another drive, just losing it on the brakes going into that corner, getting a little bit too close to the drivers ahead, and Adam McNally also around.
Yeah, but excuse me. Yeah, it looks like McNally and Stevens could have possibly lost it under braking as we look up we currently look at this battle for P15 between Craig Evans and Lee Woodburn.
Yeah, I think Evans was around that battle as well. Woodburn trying to profit. He's up 7 positions from his race start with Sam Kumo, who's been in the wars through no fault of his own. Got spun by Anthony Jacobson earlier on in this race. He's not too far ahead of these guys, and he's trying to recover in this race. Chepeletsky also got past Haynes. So Haynes seems to be struggling a little bit down these straights, seemingly to me, because he lost a lot of time to Thompson, maybe a little bit damaged on that Project 4 racing car. And, you can see Chepeletsky already making a bit of a gap.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if Chepeletsky will be, I wonder if Chepeletsky might try and catch up to the back of Thompson and try and challenge him for the win. But I'm looking at Thompson's times at the moment, just looking at his pace, and yeah, his last lap, his lap just gone by was a 2:20.1. Chepeletsky's last lap was a 2:22.1. So yeah, Josh has clearly got the pace at the moment, and if he can just try and pull a gap at the moment, he might be able to stretch it and possibly hold on for the win in race 2.
Yeah, he's certainly looking very strong. Probably say that he's going to win this race by quite a comfortable margin unless he makes a mistake. We have seen, of course, from Josh Thompson in the past, but so far this season, whenever he's driven this car, he's been absolutely superb. We might see some side-by-side Sam Kumo, though. He's not the most risky driver. He is due some luck, though. Maybe this would be a good move for him, potentially. And Woodburn, that's going to be a hefty slowdown for him, isn't it? And Kumo is recovering up through the field, up into 16th. Also got Ben Kriener, who has he just got past Michael Blake? I think he may have got past him on that last lap, actually. So making his way back through the field.
Yep. Just looking through the field to see if there's any battles at the moment. As Craig Evans has had issues. He only spun again. This is not rallycross, Craig.
He would have been hoping that we didn't catch that on camera, but we have. Evans round, and round twice there. That's annoying because he was running, I think, in the top 12 out there. Not anymore, though, and he's down into 19th place with 21 drivers still going.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the field to see what's going on. As we ride on board with Jay Mayers at the moment. Don't think we've seen Jay Mayers in race 1, unless I missed him. But yeah.
And into the wall maybe is Tristan Bottas. Having a really good run was Bottas in the top 10. But that's undone all that effort, so.
That's fine. Yeah, I was just about to say, it looks like Bottas just tried to get on the power and just too much throttle on the exit and just looked it into the wall, and Bottas was just a passenger. Yeah, he just looked it into the wall. But what that has allowed Jamie Ayres to do is move up into the top 10 in the P10 at the moment, and yeah, Jamie's having a good run at the moment.
Yeah, him and Jim Flanagan up 17 positions each. That's the joint second best of anyone. I think we have to say he's leading that category. I think you can assume for yourselves. But Flanagan, well, he's going to try to make up 18 positions, but hang on to that, the slippery stuff on the outside of that La Source corner. And, well, he's just going to spin up those tyres, unfortunately. You can see how much time he's lost very quickly. This Eau Rouge corner, so difficult in this car. Certainly not flat out like we see in a lot of single-seaters or even some GT cars. So, yeah, very difficult and really very is important to get your run up this Kemmel Straight. And you can see Flanagan nowhere near close enough into Leku. Any other battles going on at the moment? Ronald Moons and Steve Hefford quite close to one another. Moons struggling a little bit for pace up there today, but he has kept it on the track very impressively in this race too, down only one position from his start. But Steve Hefford, the driver who's really shone in this car so far this season, along of course with the Mazda as well on a Tuesday evenings. Looking very racy with Trent Kern after getting involved in a bit of a collision under the pace car, and I think on the first lap as well. Been in the wars, but still looking like he could get a top 7 out of this.
Yeah, it's a good recovery from Kern, considering he was caught up in that mayhem and like on lap 1, as you mentioned. Kern's just got his head down after that and just slowly got back through the field and he's up into P9 at the moment, just right behind Steve Hefford and Ronald Moon. So yeah, might be able to gain a couple of positions as we go into we will shortly head into the last lap. As just looking at this battle between Max Wright and Ben Craner at the moment, as Craner has a sneaky look up the inside of Craner has a sneaky look up the inside of Wright as they head up to the chicane. Craner up the inside,
and he gets it done. Very impressively done there from Ben Craner. You wonder where he would have been if it weren't for that spin earlier on, pretty much by himself. He would have certainly been looking very strong for a second place, at least a podium. But here comes Steve Hefford, and actually just almost going the wrong side of his rival there. And just not able to make the move at the moment. He's going to be a little bit wide as well. Prince Kern extremely close. And Prince Kern might be able to have an attack at him going into Eau Rouge, but he's not going to be alongside. And if anything, it's probably better just to lift off like he has done and try to absolutely nail this exit. But whilst he's got that car rotated well, it's not the best exit in the world, but they are going to be very close to one another going into Lake Coombe. Is Hefford going to be able to make an attack on Moons just ahead? Moons seems to be okay, if anything. Hefford just not quite nailing these corner exits. That's not giving him a chance at the end of these straights to go for an overtaking move.
Yeah, I think Hefford's just a little bit scruffy in some of these corners. As we're currently in the last lap. I think our leader Josh Thompson is in the final sector, I believe, or round about that. As we look back up at this battle, or we were looking at the battle with Wright and Craner. What can you say about Josh Thompson? He's not really had any issues or been challenged, and he's got up to the front, and he's on course to take another one in race 2. So a good evening from Josh so far. As we look up at this battle between Hefford and Moons again, as Kern is just waiting in the wings for if these guys slip up. As Kern tries to do the switch back.
Going to come down to the line between these drivers. Hefford maybe does have an idea under his sleeve, but it's probably going to be into the chicane where he makes the move. But Alt's in the lead. Josh Thompson, he made it through the first lap carnage. He was one of the few drivers to make it through that first lap carnage, and since then, he has not looked back. He's absolutely dominated here for race 2. After taking the race 1 victory, Josh Thompson rounds the final corner, and he's going to take race 2 here at Spa as well. Typical Josh Thompson style performance from 20th to 1st. And Michael Blake, has he lost out here? No, sorry. He's behind Max Wright, and Hefford's not going to get Moons, and Kern's not going to get Hefford. Stays as it was on that final lap. As Flanagan, he's round, and he's been put back the right way. Who's going to win this one? It is just Flanagan. He's going to pull ahead of Jamie Ayres, up 18 positions from his start. Can Cullinan hold on? This is going to be closer across the line. Can Rafe Cullinan? No. He's lost out by 4/100ths on the line to Anthony Jacobson there. Good drive from Jacobson despite that contact with Kumo. And what a hectic race that was, Ryan. said at the start of the race, hopefully we don't get a similar start to race 1. We saw a similar start. It was even worse this time. Hopefully we won't see the same in race 3, of course. But after that, a really good race with plenty of overtakes, and Josh Thompson, as he always seems to do, rising to the top.
Yep, Josh Thompson proving why he's one of the quickest people in iRacing, and one of right up there in terms of quickest and best. I suppose you could say one of the people in iRacing to beat, and that performance in race 2 was just proof of that. And I wouldn't rule out Josh. Josh. Sorry, Josh. I wouldn't rule Josh out of taking race 3 if he keeps out of trouble. So yeah, good evening so far for Josh, and good points in the championship.
Yes, absolutely. Not sure. I think, he needs to accumulate a lot to actually get into the showdown, and that's what he's doing at the moment. Also, I think there might be some wildcard spots as well for this showdown. I'm not quite sure, I must admit. But either way, he's won race 2 here at Spa-Francorchamps. Stelian Chepelevsky from 9th to 2nd. Very good drive for him, with Richard Haynes in 3rd. Then Ben Kriener, 14th to 4th. It could have been a podium for him if it weren't for a spin after a superb start on lap 1. Max Verstappen finishes in 5th. There's Michael Blake in 6th. Ronald Means in 7th. Then Steve Hefford, 8th. Prince Kern ends up in 9th. Jim Flanken at 18 positions. Well done to him in 10th. There's Jamie Ayres, Rafe Cullinan, Anthony Jacobson, Sam Kumo, Adam McNally, Kip Stevens, Lee Woodburn, Tristan Bottas, Craig McLeod Evans, Carl Hardy in 20th place. Then a lap down was Scott Malcolm. He will be the last eligible driver for the reverse grid. Behind that was Danes, Ritchie, Baniuchek, Anderson, Diemer, Wood, and Melchert. And Marco, I think we have the spinny wheel for the second time this evening.
Absolutely, another crazy race, and yes, we do have the wheel, so should be on the screen right now. Let's roll it. Full -4.
Okie doke. So it won't be Scott Malcolm, won't be Carl Hardy, won't be Craig Evans, will not be Tristan Bottas. Instead, it will be Lee Woodburn, I think. He'll be on pole position for race 3 of the evening with Kip Stevens alongside him on the front row. That should be quite some race. 35 minutes in length. Remember, a pit stop as well. Do not miss it. Race 3 at Spa coming up for you soon.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Last year I was sitting at a desk as a sales manager, and now I'm official McLaren F1 simulator test driver.
So there's 1.4 behind.
This opportunity is huge.
Oh, that's it, 46 watt. That's faster than the factory McLaren driver. And he's done 6 laps.
Let's go race.
Once again, photo finish here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will it be Tim Hogan? It's going to be Christopher DeMerit at the line.
into the outside wall.
Gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Truncate goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
My name is Steven Corpenos. I'm a senior web developer here at iRacing, and I work on the beta UI. It's funny because iRacing has been around for 10 years, but we want to keep delivering the best possible user experience to our customers, and we've found that the old UI isn't exactly what we're trying to deliver in 2018. We want to use new features and provide the best possible experience when using the sim. One of the projects that I've been working on is some custom heat racing configuration for hosted races. We've been listening to our customers. Everyone's been asking for custom heat races. Maybe you want to tweak a few things with the preset iRacing configurations. Well, now you can using the beta UI. So once you're at the homepage of the beta UI, you just go to create a race. Then from there you go to your set race options. And you'll notice here under event types, you can actually choose heat racing. First, I'm going to show you how to create a new format from scratch. You can choose the number of entrants. And as you can see, when I made that change, the change was actually reflected on the right side in the graph. Also, you can use the estimated duration at the bottom of the graph when you're changing the length to see what the total duration of your event will be. In addition, you can customize every aspect of the session information, practice, qualifying, heat races, consolations, and of course, the final feature race. Because the beta UI allows us to develop features that are robust and complex, this feature will be exclusively available on the beta UI. Once you've made all of the changes, you can hit save. Say you forgot what you selected. You can always preview it using the preview format button. We are very excited to release the brand new heat racing configuration feature that will be available in Season 3 of iRacing.
Team racing allows multiple iRacing members to team up and race together just like in real-world endurance series. Teammates can share driving duties, spot for one another.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Apex Racing TV. My name's Ryan Walker. Alongside me is Sam Fitzpatrick, and on the cameras is Marco Babanera. You join us for the race 3 as we'll shortly be advancing to the race. So far this evening, it's been a good evening for Josh Thompson. And yeah, it's been quite an eventful evening as well, hasn't it, Sam?
Yes, you can say that again, can't you? We've had, let's say, a couple of chaotic first laps. Race 1 was bad, and race 2 is even worse. So hopefully, race 3 is going to be squeaky clean, and we're not going to need a pace car or anything. We had actually a caution in race 2, and yeah, that was pretty horrendous. But we've also had some good racing as well. A little bit of contact up there. Thankfully, we're not at night anymore. A lot of people like the circuit at night. And I am rambling on a bit now. I don't like it at night, personally. There's not enough lights around. It's very blind. And as we are very much approaching, yes, the session is now advancing. So I think we'll be able to go through the grid very soon. But yeah, hopefully the racing will be a lot more clean in this race 3. And I think we should have some battles with the front runners once again, starting near the back with that quite large reverse grid from race 2.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just advancing to the race. Pole position is Lee Woodburn, closely followed by Kip Stevens in second. Third place is Adam McNally. Samuli Kimmel in fourth place. Next to him is Anthony Jacobson, and next to Anthony Jacobson in sixth place is Ralph Cullinan, I should say. My bad.
Yeah, Woodburn from the pole position. I haven't seen too much of him to date, certainly from the front of the grid, but it's a decent pace to be fair. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep back the lights of Kip Stevens, who is another driver who hasn't had a great day. Of course, 35 minutes this final race of the evening. A pit stop necessary, and yeah, certainly, do watch out for that first lap. It's going to be potentially a bit chaotic. Hopefully, these guys have learnt their lesson by now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a bit chaotic at the start of race 1 and race 2. Just people being too eager as the lights are coming on, and I've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and they're away. Yeah, good start by Woodburn in first, followed by Kip Stevens, who gets a slow start off the line. Adam McNally is up the inside, trying to take second place into turn 1, and it's
Always going to be
a car spun.
And yes, another driver spun. Let's see if there's any contact as well down here, as we've seen so often today. It's all very close, and there is a car into the wall, but it's not as bad as we've seen in previous races. At least we have got through relatively unscathed. There was Ray Cannon having an issue, and also Richard Haynes was the driver who had the other spin, and there he is with severe damage seemingly on that Project 4 racing car. Lee Woodburn. And we've got a spin down Kemmel Straight.
Yeah, contact between the.
It's back into the track as well. We are going to have some more contact, and that was so avoidable. Michael Blake spinning back onto the circuit, and again, very dangerous rejoin.
Yeah, that was a bit of a dangerous rejoin by Michael Blake, and yeah, I just kicked off with Jay Mayers and someone else getting Jay Mayers having contact with another car and being spun, and then Michael Blake being spun as well, and that just caused the concertina effect. But yeah, we're looking at this battle with Jim Flanagan and Josh Thompson and a few other cars as well, and they're trying to go 4 wide.
Thompson almost getting a bit boxed in, but it's difficult to do against Josh Thompson because he'll always find a way through, and that's just what he's going to do here, somehow finding his way through this field. He's just behind still. Jim Flanagan not quite being able to make that move right now. Brent Kern right on the tail of these guys. He's going to have similar pace to Josh Thompson, so hopefully he can keep up with Thompson already making that move, and the team mad driver of Jim Flanagan after storming race 2, falling down the field in this race 3 already.
Yeah, he's been swamped. He's been swamped by Frank. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong car. Nah, my bad. Yeah, he's been swamped by other cars behind him anyway, and it won't be too long before these guys possibly get by him.
Yeah, he's still got a little bit of a section. You see those drivers going off the circuit. It's odd how these drivers down almost just straight always seem to find themselves off the circuit in that corner can be very dangerous to do. Is that Chris Danes, I think, going for the move on the inside, nearly make contact with Fruins Kern there, and actually going to be forced off the circuit there from Jim Flank, and that was fair enough to be fair. Steve Hefford gets involved as well, but Josh Thompson up 13 positions already. Adam McNally, though, leading this race after a mistake from the race leader, I believe. And yeah, McNally, Kumo, and Stevens top 3 after lap 1.
Yeah, it was a good start by Adam McNally off the line. He managed to gain a position from Kip Stevens, and also he managed to take the lead from Samuel Kumo on lap 1. As yeah, good run from McNally so far, as McNally slightly goes wide and gets a slow down, and yeah, a couple of other cars behind him getting a slow down as well.
Yeah, Hefford falling down the field. It's not good to see that, but Kip Stevens, well, you can already see he's under pressure from Josh Thompson. And, well, he's absolutely on course for a triple today. Just Boss falling down the field. Remember, having a good race too as well before he spun the car. So, yes, a potential couple of good results, but that slowdown's going to cost him very badly. But Kip Stevens is under a lot of pressure from Josh Thompson. He can pretty much take his time at this point in the race. He doesn't have to get the move done straight away, as Evans has a bit of an excursion as well.
Yeah, it looks like Evans just as Evans gets sideways, and yeah, as we head down to this corner here, I wonder if he just lost under braking and ran onto the gravel. Yeah, just lost under braking and spun into the gravel, and just manages to keep out the wall.
Yeah, I'll be quite pleased about that, because we've got some fast speed corners around this circuit, and with a little bit of rear wing damage, that's going to hurt him potentially. So Josh Thompson's already got past Kip Stevens. I guess that was maybe into the chicane or something, but well, he's already got his sights set on Sam Kumo, who we've learned isn't going to fight his rivals too hard. And yeah, this is kind of what I expected from Josh Thompson. Quite a wide turn-in into this next chicane, which I can't remember the name of, which I should really do, but Vanya. Thank you, Marco. And yeah, Lafania chicane. And well, yeah, Thompson up into the top 3, only 2.5 seconds off the race lead now.
Yep, just looking back towards Michele Ritchie. He's currently running in P9, and just he's right behind Sterling Chepelewski and Jim Flanagan, and I think he could be making a move on Chepelewski into turn 1, and he's going up the inside, and I wonder if will Ritchie be able to keep the move? Yep, he does, up into P9, P8 for Ritchie, and now sets his sights on Jim Flanagan.
Yeah, he should, well, certainly going to be in the run for a podium. I'd say he's probably going to be looking very strong for a second position. Unfortunately, behind Josh Thompson, I think. Been very unlucky today, has Ritchie. Just that race 1 retirement has pretty much put him out of any chance of maybe finish any or winning any of these races. Chepelewski and Ritchie, though, going back side by side. Chepelewski not having enough of this one, and there he goes, back past his rival. Maybe Ritchie with a slowdown, I'm not quite sure, but losing out very easily there too as well.
Yeah, excuse me, it looked like Chepelewski got there's a car on the wall. Is that Blake? No, it's Dimar.
And losing out from that was his corner, and Demons lost it. Oh, we got a couple more cars as well, and somehow not a whole heap of pile up there. We've got 3 cars round there. What on earth has happened? I think that may be 3 different incidents.
Yeah, that was I wasn't sure where to look, but it just looks like Deemer lost under braking and he hit the wall, and then I'm trying to find out who's that involved. Is that looks like one of the cars was Craig Evans, Craig Evans possibly. I'm trying to see. Here's another replay. Chepelewski spun, and this he spun before the accident, and any minute now will be joined by Deemer on a spin. Craig Evans involved as well. So yeah, it was like it looks like
also a big impact for the 50 car. Sorry, not sure who that was. I think it was like Steve Hefford, I think, hit the wall as well.
Yeah, as just looking back up at the front as well, and it looks like Samuel Kubo has lost second place to Josh Thompson, who has picked up that position, and Thompson is setting his sights on Adam McNally, who is having a good run so far, Adam. yeah, had a good start off the line, kept out of trouble, and currently in the lead.
Yeah, and just set the fast lap of the race as well, did Adam. So got very handy pace up there. Certainly looked very competitive. Michel Vichley is round. And, well, clearly Marco's talked to him after race 2. Has not done the job because that was a bit of a clumsy mistake from Micheli. And he's back down into 9th position. Has got a few more seconds to make up now on the drivers ahead.
Yep, I'm just looking at the battle for 4th place between Ferenc Kern, Chris Danes, and not far behind them, Kip Stevens. So, yeah, a good run from Ferenc so far. He's up in 4th place and not slowly catching his Apex Racing UK teammate Samuli Kumo, who is in the top 3 at the moment. So yeah, good run from Samuli.
Yeah, holding on to that. Well, he started in 4th, up into 3rd, and here was Michael Blake then. And he's got that move actually done on Lee Woodburn, who started on pole position. Feels a while ago that, but Lee, I think, may have got a slowdown on the opening lap, fell way down the field, and it's now dropped down to 17th position. Very disappointing to see his fault down this field. But Kern, 2.5 seconds off Sam Kumo, going to be chasing him over a second faster on that last lap with Chris Danes very rapid as well. Those two you would not bet against maybe ending up on the podium by the end of this race.
Yeah, Chris Wood is one of the who are we talking about? Sorry, I was looking at the lifetime.
Danes, Chris
Danes.
Danes.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Wood. Yeah, Danes is one of those people. Sometimes he's not the quickest. Right, yeah, actually, that's quick with this car. I was thinking of Chris Wood for a minute. Yeah, Danes is one of those people that you can never rule out of doing well in this series. And yeah, as you say, don't rule him out of finishing in the top 3 and in the podium as he tries to make a move on Samuli Kumo. Yeah, he's on the outside, but he'll be in the inside for the last part of this corner. And yep, got a good run on the exit of this corner and could be up into the top 3 as we head into turn 1.
Yeah, Ferenc is not going to give up on this one yet and puts it down the inside a little bit under, yeah, a little bit struggling under brakes there. And is just going to be able to pull ahead is Chris Danes. They could be side by side going into Eau Rouge. Now this is going to be brave from Chris. Is he going to go for it? Side by side here. No, he's just going to back out of it. Much wiser. And actually he's going to get a fantastic cutback. These guys don't have to worry about incidents in this event. And to be fair, he pretty much stayed on the circuit. Kern, though, back into the slipstream. Hasn't got the momentum, though. Now starting to get the momentum. Now starting to get the overspeed. Danes defending right to the inside of the circuit. But Kern will look to the outside. Danes has it covered. And Danes up into 4th position. And now he will try to hunt down Sam Kumo up the road.
Yeah, that was a good move by Danes. Yeah, I kept thinking it was Kumo that was Kumo that was in front of the Danes. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, my live timing was playing up for a minute. So, yeah, but good move by Danes, and yeah, he's on the hunt for Kumo now. As we look back up to the front, our leaders: Adam McNally, Josh Thompson, Kumo, and not that far behind them as it stands is Danes, Kern, and Stevens.
Yeah, this part's going quite interesting as well. Ronald Moons, who has seemed to be in the heart of the action all through today. And yeah, he's right on, sorry, he's under pressure from Dennis Melcher. Simmortal versus Team Mad. Also, the lead gap is down to just 1 second. Thompson chasing him down. That last lap was a second faster than Adam McNally. Representing Youth Energy very well right now, but I don't think he's going to bring them a race victory, unfortunately, today, because Justin Thompson is chasing him down very quickly. What can we expect from Adam McNally in this situation? Ryan, do you think he'll defend against Josh Thompson particularly hard, or realise that Thompson's quite a bit faster and maybe just concentrate on trying to consolidate that 2nd position instead?
Yeah, I think if I was Adam, I think just if Josh caught up to me, I would maybe just this is me just talking from experience as I've raced Josh, and I used to race Josh a couple of seasons ago in the former Renault series on the AOR former Renault league, and yeah, if I was Adam, I would maybe just if he gets a run, just let Josh go and just tuck in behind him and just try and pull away from the other cars behind. I mean, Adam's having a good run so far, and if he can keep out of trouble, I think a top 3 or a top 4 result could be on the cards. So yeah, if I was Adam, I would just not fight Josh, don't fight Josh too hard.
And here we go. Isn't fighting him too hard. Seemingly, he staying to the outside, but Thompson had that one covered all the way. And Josh Thompson, well, he's already got the race 1 and race 2 under his belt. And it's looking like victory in race 3 is very much coming towards him now. 22 minutes to go for him to achieve that first hat trick of the season.
Yeah, but just looking back through the field at the moment, yeah, looking at this battle for P10 at the moment between Robert Moons and Steve Hefford, and yeah, these guys have been having a decent evening so far. Yeah, they've had good results in race 1 and race 2. Bagged a got a good handful of points, and if they keep out of trouble in race 3, they could add to that tally of points for the standings.
Yeah, these two drivers looking very much at the showdown potentially as a possibility. Hefford got a superb run, using the curb well, but he's just got held up there. Had to get out of the throttle. The move might still be on as he goes on the inside into the Fania chicane. And actually, just pulling ahead there, Steve Hefford. He's got ahead of Ronald Means up into the top 10.
Yeah, that was a good move by Steve. It was he set that up. He set that up on the exit of the long left-hander and got a run on Moons, and managed to get up the inside for the first part of that, to the left and right. He was on the outside, and then yeah, he managed to hold it on the outside and make the move and up into P10.
Chris Danes from Finsko continuing to catch up to Sam Kumo just up the road. Gap down to 0.8 of a second now. This is the battle for the final spot on the podium. A little bit wide there for Kip Stevens. He's done well, to be fair, to keep up with these guys at the moment. And as long as he can stay close, he could well benefit from this battle. I think we know Sam quite well, of course, right? And he's certainly the type of driver who's not going to try to get involved in an incident if he possibly can. Usually picks the safer route than his rivals, as we just see a replay of Scott Malcolm, fortunately pulling to the side of the track.
Yeah, just it looks like Scott just pulled over and decided he's had enough. I mean, Scott did mention he was struggling a little bit around Spa with this car. So yeah, maybe he just decided to pull over and call it a night as we look up at this battle for P13 between Bottas and Cullinan.
Yeah, Cullinan's been so unlucky today. Got involved in a couple of incidents that weren't his fault, but he's trying to make amends, down 8 positions from his race start. That braking spot for that braking zone, apologies, for Lecombe, not large enough, and they've got a car on the inside. Adam McNally. Oh dear, from second position, the driver who's led the most laps out there in this race 3. And it seems as though he's dropped it himself as he just run wide, yes, and got greedy on the power and steering damage there. And that's curtains for him in this evening's meeting.
Yeah, it was just on the exit. He just took too much of the exit curve on the outside and caught that the green slippery stuff, and just spun the rear wheels up and just lost it into the wall and just got steering damage. So yeah, I'm really unlucky for Adam, because he was having a good run, and I think he could have been on for a top 10 result. As we look back up at the battle for P2 at the moment with Kumo and Danes, and not far behind them is Kumo's teammate Ferenc Kern. So yeah, maybe Kumo's playing the team game and holding Danes up a little bit for Kern to try and make a move.
Certainly very possible. Kern representing Apex Racing UK very well the other day in the New Endurance Series. Alongside Alex Simpson, I think they managed to get 3rd in the HPD. So that was a very impressive debut for them. They've not got too much experience in that car, so well done to those two. Getting some good points in the championship. But of course, today Prince Kern has got to have all his attentions to trying to get this 3rd place in this series, potentially 2nd place even. Sam Kumo just ahead. A bit of a poor exit there from Radion for Sam Kumo.
Got the run.
All of a sudden, Daze is going to try to go to the outside, then the inside, He wasn't quite sure which way to go there. And has Kern going to be able to gain from this? He's right on the tail. Can he look to the inside maybe of the Project 4 racing driver? No, he can't because Kumo is so early on the brakes. He lets them both go. And Danes up into second, Kern up into third.
Yeah, I think Samuli just kind of realised that Danes was on it. Danes had the move done as before the corner and just decided to let them both go, and then decided on the other hand to let Ferenc go as well. Maybe thinking of the team game.
It was Michele Ricci getting past Kip Stevens. He had an issue in recent laps, actually, Stevens, because he's about 10 seconds behind the battle between Danes, Kern, and Kumo. So, yeah, must have had a mistake or something, because he was onto the back of these guys earlier on. But, well, this is just going to be a race-on battle, I think, between Danes and Kern, two of the most competitive drivers in this series. And whilst Josh Thompson's got a 10-second lead up ahead of these guys, this one, the battle for second place in this race, going to come right down to the wire.
Yeah, these three guys are still close together. I think Ferenc's maybe more than happy to sit behind Danes at the moment and just see how it pans out. But yeah, he's having a good run so far, and I think just watching Samuli as well, he's more than happy just sitting back there playing the team game and just being the wingman, just supporting Ferenc, and as Danes gets a bit sideways in this chicane.
Yeah, just running a little bit wide through the first part of the chicane, and well, it tightened up the second part, and you can see how close Pence Kern is. Sam Kuhlmann doing well to keep up with these guys at the moment, especially considering how much momentum he lost going into Le Kuhlmann on the last lap, although a little bit hairy there from Kuhlmann. Can't afford too many of those mistakes if he wants to keep in this battle for the podium positions. Let's see what this run is like for Danes and Kern. And pretty even. Kern maybe with the slightly better run. He's only 0.2 of a second behind, going up the Kemmel Straight now. We're seeing moves on the inside. Not the easiest thing to do. And he's not going to be able to get to the inside here because Danes has covered on. Kern, though, to the outside. And, well, not interested in going for the outside move either. It's a surprisingly difficult corner to overtake, I think, that Ryan, because it's so narrow on mid-corner.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a difficult corner to make a move on. I mean, you can't. Oh, as Danes runs wide and Ferenc's up the inside. Yeah, I thought Kern was up there, was going by there as yeah, Kern's got the run on Danes as Danes tries to defend, but is Kern going for a move up the inside? He's trying.
Danes, remember, can use that space on the outside of the circuit. No instant limit, but you don't want to get onto that curb, and you can see how vicious it is. Has Kern got the ideal line here, though? Round the outside, no, he's wide. And, well, they were both wide in the end. Very late on the brakes, the pair of them. And Kern just having to stick behind me. You can see he's looking for a move any which way. And this is a fantastic duel at the moment. It is giving Michele Ricci, who's about 8 seconds behind these guys, a chance at maybe catching them back up by the end of this race, but they won't care about this too much, as we very much become into the range, or maybe when pit stops could start to be made.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not always a bad thing if Kern can't get by Danes. I mean, you could always try pitting early and try maybe trying an undercut and maybe try and jump Danes in the pit stop. Oh, Danes is in the pits.
Interesting tactics there from Chris Danes. Maybe trying to prevent the battle himself, and we've got some side-by-side battles here. Rick Cullinan losing out to Tristan Boris, or was trying to go for a move on him. In fact, Boris actually getting past. So, sorry. But yeah, trying to yeah, Cullinan Jeff Leslie. Apologies, I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Cullinan trying to get that move on Trevor. I was thinking Boris was a long way behind him. Chris Danes trundling to the end of the pit lane, and well, he could be in a little bit of traffic potentially. He is going to be in a bit of traffic. Yeah.
He's just got back out in front of these guys also. That's he's got some clear. He's kind of got clear track in front of him, which is exactly what he needs.
Now, Stallion going to try to spoil the party here.
Ooh,
These
that might
guys
be a
aren't in a
slowdown.
battle, and is that going to be a slowdown, you think, Grant?
It was close to being all four wheels off the curb, so I think he got away with it.
Yeah, maybe picking up a 1x there, but as I say again, they don't need to care about that. I must say, around this circuit, if you don't need to worry about those objects, you can gain quite a bit of time. A spinner just ahead, we can see the smoke, and that was Kip Stevens. He's just spun ahead of these guys. Remember, was running with Chris Danes earlier on in this race, and now despite a pit stop for Danes, they're pretty much sharing the same piece of circuit.
Yeah, it just looks like Stevens made a little mistake and just took too much care possibly and spun round. As we look back up to this battle for P5 between Ron Moons and Steve Hefford, and Hefford taking a little look up the inside of Moons, and Moons is still got the position. Just looking to see what Kern and Kumo do while the pit this lap, or try and go as low as possible.
Yeah, it will certainly be interesting this. Kern staying out, so probably going as far as that fuel will allow him to go. And Kumo with a similar mentality there. Also, Josh Thompson, of course, haven't spoken too much about him. 15 seconds in the lead, and he still has not hit it out there. But Steve Hefford under pressure from Ronald Moons, to give credit to Moons and Hefford out there. They have just not made any mistakes in this race. They have really moved up the field impressively due to that tactic.
Yep. I'm just looking to see. I think what we got left, about 5 or 6 minutes left remaining in this race. So I think Kern and Kummel could be in at the end of this lap, or one of them could be in at the end of this lap, and try and undercut and try and get ahead of ahead of Danes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, Danes losing quite a bit of time in traffic. So we've got Jamie Ayres now into the pits. He was already quite far down the field. I think came into the pits from 15th position. And Chris Danes, is he going to be able to get that move on Ronald Moons? He absolutely has to if he's going to have any chance of fighting Chris Kern. Because, these couple of laps since he's come out of the pits have not been superb, and that's not good for Danes whatsoever either. And he could lose this position once again. Has he got a slowdown? Maybe Chris Danes, he might just have got away with it.
Yeah, this is costing him. This is not good for Denzo. He's losing some time.
Yeah, and this is putting him to Kumo territory. Remember, Kumo, when Danes came into the pits, was a couple of seconds behind, but just from that mistake, he's lost a couple of seconds as Chris Danes, and all of a sudden the podium is put into a bit of jeopardy. So, he's going to have to play in a very good second half to this lap if he's going to be able to keep on to that top 3 position.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what Kern and Kumo do. It might be interesting that they might try and pit, try and pit at the same time. Try and use Kumo as the rear gunner, as our leader Josh Thompson is in the pits.
So is this the sign that everyone's going to have to come into the pits now? Is this as far as the fuel will go? Well, we'll wait and see. This will certainly give us an impression. Fred's going also into the pit. So, and will Kumo be in as well?
Yep.
Yes, so this is the moment of truth. So Kern should stay in second position. Question is, will Kumo get out ahead of Danes?
Yep, as a reach pits as well. I think all these guys that are just coming up to the chicane now will pit. Obviously, no, Hefford's going for another lap.
Yeah, clearly just that slipstream effect for Steve Hefford, maybe saved a bit of fuel. A little bit of contact on the pit entry there for one of the drivers. I think it was Chepalewski. Just escaping the wall. You can't get away with that.
Yep, just looking to see how much fuel Kern and Kumo will take. Kern has just left the pits in P4 ahead of. Is it not? Danes is back ahead.
Yeah, Danes is ahead of both of them. So sorry about that. I got that completely wrong. I thought Danes would certainly be behind Kern, but Kern had a 1.5 second longer pit stop. and he's about 1.5 seconds behind. So that's cost him his Prince Kern. He's going to have to get this move done on circuit if he's going to finish in second position.
Yeah, I think it might have been. I'm not sure if excuse me. I wonder if Kern maybe had damage or maybe just took maybe a litre or two extra of fuel.
Yeah, just feeling the need to run those extra couple of litres just to get to the end of the race. We'll see if it maybe costs Christains later on in this race, but yeah, despite a couple of really poor laps for Christains up there, Prince Kern just, well, he didn't do enough out there on his in-lap and his lap before his in-lap. And he's, behind Sam Kume down into 7th, although, of course, a few of these drivers still have to pit. He should find himself in 4th place. Also, Michele Ricci also came into the pits on that lap. He's down into 10th now, but yeah, expect all the drivers who haven't pitted yet to come into the pits at the end of this one.
Yeah, I'm just excuse me, just watching these guys at the moment as Ricci tries to Melcher defence from Ricci. So yeah, good battle between these guys at the moment for the last of the top 10 positions, and yeah, it's been a good run from Dennis Melcher so far. I know he wasn't happy after race 2 for various reasons due to a couple of accidents on the first lap. So yeah, I think Dennis might be fired up and not letting Michele go that easy.
Oh, Michele a little bit wide. Richie's made a pit stop already, whereas Melcher hasn't yet. No, he has, sorry. Melcher has already made a pit stop. So this is 100% 4th position.
Yep, I think Michele's getting a bit frustrated, and he's just letting his frustration get to him a little bit. Judging by how wide he was at the headed through Blanchimont.
Jim Flanagan not far behind these guys either. Also, Steve Heffer might not be too far behind either. Max Wright and Rafe Cullen going side by side. Wright should have the ideal line here going into La Source. But Cullen's not going to give up while he's trying to squeeze his rival. Right, though, he's just pushing him off, and we've also got a car coming out of the pits as well. That's Ronald Moons, only just ahead of these guys.
He's just ahead of these guys heading up to Oruz, so can Moons keep the position? Well, let's Max Wright go. Sensible driving from Ronald. As yeah, he didn't leave enough room for Cullen in. So yeah, that's all on Ronald, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think so. He just struggled to get out of the pits with any kind of speed. Didn't have a lot of momentum, of course, coming from pretty much a standstill out of that pit lane. And, well, he lost that run going into Eau Rouge. Very brave there from Max Wright. And, yeah, he's also lost out to Rafe Cullen now. There's Melcher and Michele Ricci still going at it with Kip Stevens only 4 seconds up the road from these guys. Yet to make a pit stop, though, according to my screen at least, is Kip Stevens. Is that true? I'm not sure. I think he has pitted. It's just a bit odd because he's been fighting right near the front of the field, and if he does have to make another pit stop, then yeah, he's going to be in big trouble. Is Kip Stevens?
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, he's run out of fuel.
Oh, he's out of fuel. Yeah, he's letting it coast, so he's out. He might be out of fuel. He might have tried to stretch it a little bit too long.
Yeah, and he's been cruising on this lap, so just looking at his sector times, he's already lost about 10 seconds through the first half of this lap. Just trying to save fuel. Here comes Michele Ricci, though, for 5th position, and he's surely got this one done on Dennis Melcher. Finally, yes, he has. Gets it stopped very well, but a little bit wide for the 1050 Barber iRacing driver. And Melcher will try to come back, but I don't think he's going to have a strong enough response. Ricci up into 5th, 6 seconds now to catch up to Sam Kuma.
Yeah, just look at this. Ferenc Kern has caught up massively to the back of Chris Dane. So yeah, Ferenc's not been hanging around. He's after the pit stop. He's put his foot down and he's absolutely caught up to the back. He caught up to the back of Danes, and yeah, I think this battle for second place and the second step on the podium could be going right down to the wire.
Yeah, I think so. Less than 3 minutes to go, so... One more lap after this. Yeah, they're only going to get one more lap after this. And yeah, so not too much time for Prince Kern to get the job done. Chris Days, who was pretty low on fuel, looking at the other pit stop times, he's got the second shortest pit stop time of any drivers out there, with only Sam Kume having a shorter pit stop time. So clearly running it quite hard there is Chris Days. Hopefully he hasn't got any fuel issues towards the end of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe Kieran's pit stop was maybe a second longer. Maybe he took on a couple of extra litres of fuel just to be safe to get to the finish. But yeah, looking at the lap times for these guys between Danes and Kieran, it looks like Kieran is Kieran is probably a tenth or two quicker than the Danes at the moment. So yeah, I think the best place for Kieran to try and make a move on the Danes is possibly on the exit of Eau Rouge.
Yeah, I think so. Or will he go for a move into the chicane? He's going to be too far behind, I think. That'd be a real banzai move if he went for a move into the final chicane. Very neat lines there from Chris Danes, and it's kept him afloat at the moment in that second position. Still, there's battle going on between Richie and Melcher, but I think the closest one on the final lap is going to be between Danes and Kernan. It's all about this next couple of corners through Eau Rouge, through Radion as well. Half a second behind currently is Prince Kern. Would like to be a little bit closer than he is right now. Gonna absolutely have to nail this one. Use all the track limits if he is willing to. But once again, just not getting that over speed. Half a second behind still. And you can see Dane's trying to break that turn. He's doing a very good job of it. As well, that was probably Kern's best chance. And well, he's probably only got the final corner now to get that second place.
Yeah, I think as Danes get sideways a little bit, I think Kieran's best chance possibly if he can try and stick with him through the last sector. I think Kieran's best chance of making a move is possibly on the run up to Radion, or heading up to headed to the final corner if he can stick right behind him and try and put Danes under pressure and maybe make him make a couple of mistakes, as it's quite obvious that Kieran is quicker than Danes.
Yeah, he might even have a chance going into the Fania chicane. Getting a nice run there. Of course, a very wide turn in these two. They didn't make contact at this corner a few laps ago. No contact this time. And yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Ryan. It's going to be Blanchemont or the final chicane where the job's going to have to be done for Prince Kern, the Apex Racing UK driver. But out in the lead, it's the Simmortal driver.
Yep.
Josh Thompson, he's leading the way. The clock is at 0. This is the final lap. And this is going to surely be the triple for Josh Thompson. The winner of race 1, the winner of race 2, and he's going to be the winner of race 3 as well. Josh Thompson, absolute domination here at Spa. And he's taken a hat-trick of race victories today. Is he going to be able to get the move done? Kern on the outside. Danes surely has it covered every which way. No Gregor Hootsu move. Unfortunately for Kermit, he's still got a very nice launch. It's not going to be enough though. Chris Danes holds on to second place, and that was a very, very well-earned second place and a fantastic duel between those two. Sam Kume, he's going to finish, I think, his best result of the season. Well done to him in 4th place. Very mature drive from Sam. And behind that was Richie, Melcher and Flanagan, you can see, all crossing the line.
Yeah, that was an awesome race. As we watched these guys come up to the final chicane, and for trying to think who it is. This battle for P10 is heading up to the line between Wright, Cullinan and Moons, and I think Wright's got P10. Yes, he did. As yeah, we watched this battle towards the back between Carl Hardy and Kip Stevens. Yeah, just I think I was unlucky for. Oh, as they both go loud, Jesus! As they head up to the final chicane, I think Hardy's going to hold the position. He just needs to keep his cool.
He hasn't kept his cool though, has he? And he's round Kip Stevens. Well, is he going to give the position anyway? Hardy, well, he's cut the corner there. He's got to
slow
make
down.
sure he doesn't get a disqualification here. Is Stevens going to give the position?
I think
Hardy has got it in the end. There was no contact there from Kip Stevens, I think. It was a Hardy mistake. But
Yeah,
very generous there from Kip.
I think Stevens thought it was. I think Stevens thought it was his fault for Hardy going around, so he tried to give the position back. But Hardy tried to do the same as well, so it was kind of a bit. It was a bit of no after you, no after you. So
Yes, very good manners from the pair of them. And I think we can now take you through the final results. Josh Thompson taking away the race victory with Chris Daines in second place, 19 seconds back, just beating Prince Kern. Then Sam Kume, like I said, best result of the season for him in fourth. Michele Ricci up 18 places to fifth. Des Melcher up 21 positions to sixth. Well done to him. Jim Flanagan in seventh. Then Steve Hefford, Stenin Chepalewski, and Max Wright rounding out the top 10 behind that was Rick Carnan, Laurel Means, Justin Bollis, Lee Deemer, Jamie Ayres, Carl Hardy, Kip Stevens, Michael Blake, Lee Woodburn, and Adam McNally rounding out the top 20. And then behind that was Malcolm Jacobson, Evans, Wood, Creanor, Haynes, and Anderson. We are going to have an interview, and yeah, good to have a chat with Scott Marco. The first time we've had a chat with him for a while. And Scott, it wasn't a perfect round out there for you today. Not quite sure what your perspectives on those first couple of race starts were, but yeah, I pretty much everyone got involved in those.
Oh, they were pretty crap, weren't they?
Yeah, you can say that again.
I just tried to get the car first anyway. That's all I tried to do. Third race was like, I'm maybe getting too old for this kind of thing now. I don't know. Maybe let the younger guys get involved.
I'm sure not. But yeah, just take us through your meeting. I know you had a couple of non-finishes out there. But in terms of the circuit, did you enjoy this card track combination?
Yeah, this yeah, I like the circuit. The car. I don't know. I'm, I'm still trying to get my head around the car, and it's kind of struggling a bit.
Yeah, certainly a car struggling to get used to. It's a quite unique car. What kind of maybe are you struggling with most? Is it the brakes or the balance of the car?
Oh, it's the brakes. It's the brakes. Just if just try to get the hang of the brakes. That's all it is. It's like it's. I'm just kind of struggling with that. I don't know. It's weird. I said to the guys in the team mad chat, it's like the car was driving on ice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Everyone was struggling out there. We saw quite a few kind of slides and spins out there. But yeah, certainly we'll hope to see you back in future weeks. And before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank?
Well, it's got to be you guys for putting on good broadcasts and that, and Team Mad guys for trying to keep me sane and helping out in big time. And the rest of the guys that race in this series. So keep it going. Good series. Let's see what happens.
Thanks, Scott. And yeah, we'll see you probably later on in the week in maybe the BSRTC.
Oh yeah. Obviously, definitely.
See ya.
Catch you later, guys.
We've also got Josh Thompson, winner of race 1, race 2, and race 3. Well done, Josh. Absolute domination out there.
Yeah, just love the car. It's just an underrated car. I've always, since this league started, I was just made me want to drive it a lot more. Obviously, I put a lot of time in, which a lot of people don't really realize. Like, the time in this car is so key. So, yeah, just proved it again here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you seem to just have, that edge on everyone else. You seem to have that half a second. Can you kind of identify where that was? Was it in a certain section of corners, or was it just in your general driving style compared to the other drivers out there?
When I was behind McNally, it wasn't like there was a huge gain everywhere, like a 10 for 2 most caught like in a few sectors. Main place I gained was actually through Eau Rouge and Radion. Like, you could see in 3 races, all my overtakes at the end of it, I was done by halfway down the Kemmel Straight, just because I could get the run, which I learned from Richie, just with a downshift and throw it in, which I don't think a lot of people could get right. So that was, I think, a key to why my pace was so good. But also, having the knowledge of the brake bias is quite helpful. Like, you have to flip the brake bias every corner with how hard you're braking, how long you have to brake for, etc. So through the fast stuff, flicking it and stuff. So it makes it a bit easier knowing that compared to a lot of people. So I've said I'd help out a lot of people with that. So I'm going to get on with that this week.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a some great advice for a lot of the drivers in this series. And also, of course, a word on those 2 race starts in races 1 and 2. Of course, race 1, I think you pretty much avoided the majority of it, but race 2, how you made your way through that. You seem to be the one driver you got through unscathed. It's a mixture of fortune, but as we saw in Belle Isle last season, it's also a lot of skill as well to kind of identify where to place your car in those situations.
Yeah, race 1 was just a simple way. I managed to get Richie around the outside. I think I expected to be so much grip around there at the start when I went in quite deep. But obviously, I got told by Michael and a few others that they were wrecking out of the source, and we figured out who it was and like how we know MX-5 and stuff like that. So that doesn't really come into mind because it's a completely different car. You can't go 2-3 wide up Eau Rouge, which you can do in MX-5. So in race 2, I took that into mind, just chilled out, nearly got taken out half around the source with 2 cars going opposite directions. But as soon as I saw the crash, I was like, go to the outside because everyone goes and bunch up on the inside, which causes more crashes. So I just threw it to the outside, just chilled out, and lucky enough, just got through it. And same with race 3 as well. The exact same, just threw it to the outside and just prayed, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do. And in the end, you got through that unscathed and very much impressive. Yeah, we have got one more interview to go, but before we let you go, any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, so first off, Simmortal for sponsoring the series and also let me race them. You guys for broadcasting and all the units and Kevin Ellis Juniors who are watching tonight.
Thanks, Josh, and
No worries.
we'll see you later.
See you later.
Like I said, one more interview for us, and it's with Ferenc Kernan. Ferenc, not a race victory out there today, but it must feel just as good. That battle with Chris in that final race was absolutely superb.
Yeah, this was great. It was the best time this evening. Race 1 and 2 were a bit but yeah, this last battle was great. I hope we were able to show that we still are able to drive, although we didn't in the 2 starts.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe some questions, but you certainly answered them very well because that wheel-to-wheel combat was absolutely superb. But yeah, just take us through your perspective on all those race starts. Kind of, were you involved in many of the incidents out there?
In race 1, I was really lucky to be the last car before the incident. I just saw it in the mirrors, so yeah, that was like, okay. There was I just saw the replay, what happened then. There were some things where I think, okay, maybe some guys are too fast into the incident zone where yellow flags are shown, but yeah, that's sim racing, I guess. And then the second race, yeah, it was like I was prepared for the carnage ahead because I was starting from 18th or so. So I went already a bit wider to turn 1 and had to avoid a car. I think I had a slight contact with someone on the right. And then I just saw down towards Eau Rouge that the cars are flipping over and I started braking and I got hit from behind. where it was a bit surprising. But yeah, it's again, it's sim racing. You're not slowing that much down, probably. Yeah, and then my half fault in the safety car when the safety car was out when I went into. I don't know who it was in front of me, but they just we were too quick, and then on top on Radion, everybody started braking, and I just didn't see it, and yeah, hit the car. And in the end, I was really happy to finish ninth in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very good recovery drive. And of course, that kind of safety car kind of issue out there, from a bystander, from a spectator, it can seem maybe a little bit clumsy in that position. But we saw it actually from your point of view. But you kind of had you had no kind of option there. You had no idea that the drivers ahead were slowing up because of the crest there. And you kind of just arrived on the scene and had no chance.
Yeah, exactly. I tried to avoid, but yeah, this car is so light on the front. So if you start braking, you just slide, and steering is gone there. I was happy that I didn't damage the car too much. I think the rear wing was okay, which I noticed is really important. When the rear wing is okay and the back damage is, yeah, you can still drive your pace like you're used to, not like I had in the 2 races with front damage, which I really noticed it cost me at least half a.
Yeah, absolutely crucial with that damage. And of course, like you said, recovering to ninth in that race was very impressive. Before we let you go, any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, thank you guys again for broadcasting. And this evening, a big thank you to Chris for this great battle in race 3. Yeah, I hope I have some more in this the rest of for the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for entertaining us in that race 3, friends, and should see you next week.
Yeah, it's planned. I think it's a Nordschleife, so a lot of laps have to be turned there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to miss that one, so that's going to be a bit disappointing, but certainly will be fun to watch. Thanks, friends, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you guys.
So I think that pretty much rounds us off for today. And of course, later on in the week, on Tuesdays, we've got the the BSR MX5s. On Wednesday, the iRacing Le Mans Days. And on Thursday, the second round of the BSR TC Pro Series Showdown. And yeah, then of course on Sunday, you'll be back with us, of course, around the Nordschleife. Do not miss that one. That'll be absolutely superb. But for now, from me, from Ryan, and from Marco, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you next time.